G'day mate, welcome to another mod highlight with me, Jetty. So, this one's called Renai Transportation, and I've got to admit, there are some mods you have to see. So, with that out of the way, let me talk you through this mod. So, this mod is, look, it's fairly basic. It just changes the way Factorio deals with moving resources. As you can see, I have your fairly stereotypical boiler, steam engine setup, going to give us some power. The catch is my inserters are all the way over here. The reason being, they work slightly differently. Yeah, they're also not very good at refueling themselves. I put that down as a bug, or put that down as you need an inserter to refuel the inserter. I don't know, but you know, they're bonus inserters. That's perfectly fine. So let's talk through the tech. So there's a couple of items of tech. They're all red and green sites, so they're really, really quick and easy to get. First off, we have a directed bounce pad along with a player launcher. Pretty simple. We get to direct things where they're coming in, and we can launch the player. Next off, we're going to go through the inserters. So we've got a couple of different inserter variants. We've got the burner inserter, which obviously you start with, along with a fast inserter, a filter inserter, a long-head inserter, because a normal inserter throws things 15 tiles. A long-head inserter, just in case you need the extra distance, is going to go 25 tiles. We have a stack inserter, which I have no idea how much items that's going to put in the sky, but it's going to be a fair bit. And then, of course, we have a stack filter version as well, because sometimes you need to filter what you have to throw through the air. Of course, we also have a upgrade which gives you a variable range, which could be handy, could be a nightmare. Back to the original tech, we also have a signal bounce pad, obviously to through the signal network if you don't really like wires going around your base. A couple of other things we have a hatch, which is basically a bucket. Buckets are good. Buckets catch things. This is why you can see I have a lovely bucket here on my boilers to catch things. Unfortunately, up here, I haven't installed a bucket. So if we grab a bucket out of our inventory, actually, first of all, let's prove the assembly machine is definitely doing nothing. We put a bucket here, it can start receiving copper. If you've got no bucket, it makes one giant mess. But after you've got a bucket on there, you can then start making copper cable, which you can throw over here to combine with your iron to make green circuits, which you can then throw over here through a bounce pad, through a directional bounce pad, into a box. The box is very important. It doesn't have a lid on it. Because it doesn't have a lid on it, it can definitely catch things. Yeah, like I said, there are some mods you have to see to believe. The player launcher is, I gotta admit, fairly boring. It throws a player 10 tile. It does have the advantage of you can throw over gates, you can walk through gates, but you can also throw yourself over walls. That's handy. That's really handy. F to activate, nice and simple, plain and easy. That brings us onto our train track where, you know how we've been asking Woob for like forever for trains with bridges or tunnels? Like bridges or tunnels. I don't mind. This mod basically gave us bridges. They're not perfect, but they definitely work. If we remove the signal off that, train's going to go around, it's going to do itself a little loop. It's going to hit this jump, and it's going to do a little jump. Nice little jump. You know, if we put this right here at the intersection, it'd probably make it over another train. If we wait for the train to go around, do a loop, get a bit of speed, and come back through here, I'm pretty sure we can get a whole train under there, and then some. In fact, I'm pretty sure we could get half the bus under there, and then some. Just got to make sure the train gets up to speed. Speaking of speed, there's a couple of other things we want to go over. We do have a lovely little inserter box over here that throws onto, what's it called? A precise primer bounce plate. Think of it as a hand that's going to pull the pin out of your grenade. If we throw a grenade in here and we have an inserter throw it, it keeps throwing the grenades after it's pulled the pin out of it. Now, you can also have these and you press the F button and they retarget into like a splatter pattern, which could be very interesting next time you have biter wave coming in. You could pre-tickle the biters with a couple of grenades first, you know, just for a little bit of fun. Just something to consider for your next playthrough. On top of that, we have one more train I want to show off. Actually, was that it for the tech? Primer bounce pad, signal bounce pad, train bounce pad. We did cover the train bounce pads. There are a couple of variants. I don't have the tech. Train bounce pads. There is a bounce pad which rebounces the train another 4 tiles, along with a directed train bounce pad, which I didn't play with. I probably should have, but we didn't play with it with this one because they're a mod highlight. The idea is to show off a mod to you, link it down in the description so at least you know about it, and then you can always go and download it and play with it yourself. That's really the whole idea behind these videos. But let's jump in our train, and I've built a slightly larger train because I wanted to find out. We had a little 1-3 train, and it can do its little jump thing, and it jumps perfectly fine. It does look a little bit weird when it goes airborne, but that's perfectly fine. Let's try a bigger train. Let's try an artillery train. You know, it's a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5, 10. And we're just going to roll through the station, and yeah, I'd say everything's fine. Okay, maybe it's less than fine. Maybe there's a sort of maximum limit of trains that you can jump. Maybe you shouldn't make your trains any more than like 7 wagons long. But, you know, if you want to play with settings, maybe you can. If all else fails, you're just going to end up taking up the train track when you collide trains into your train track at probably too steep an angle. Anyway, with all that said, that's where we're going to leave this video. It's a short, it's a lovely, it's a mod highlight. Look, if you're interested in something a little bit weird, you want to do something a little bit extreme, go on, install the Renai Transportation. Have your inserters throw everything from machine to machine to machine. See if you can build a whole base without any belt at all and flying trains. With all that said, that's where I'm going to leave it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed, and don't forget links down in the description. Alright, that's it. I'm out. Bye.